from the biggest union, Unite, and one of the organizers of the time has come, Freedom for Ocalan Campaign, Tony Burke. Thanks for joining us today.
Good to be with you.
Thank you. So let's start with the Öcalan's situation. The international conspiracy, 15 February is there. What is the importance of freedom of Kurdish leader Abdullah Öcalan and delisting the PKK from forbidden organizations list?
Well, as I'm sure people in Turkey will know and Kurdistan will know, that Unite supports the campaign to get release for Öcalan and for the proper treatment of the political organization. One of the important roles that we'll be taking part in the next few weeks is a demonstration in London in support of those aims. And I'm sure that we will get a very good a group of supporters out onto the streets of London for this campaign. Why is it important? Because without Öcalan being free, there's going to be no peace in the region. He is so important. He has put together ideas and proposals to resolve the difficulties, but unfortunately, the way that he has been treated in solitary confinement on Imrali is just an affront to humanity. As I've said before many times, Öcalan is the Mandela of the Middle East and he needs to be freed. And we're going to try and persuade our government and trade unions who are supportive and the European Union and others to support the campaign to get Öcalan free. Without that, there's going to be no possibility of achieving a peaceful settlement in the region.
Thank you. What was the target by taking Öcalan as a hostage with the February 15 international conspiracy?
Well, I think it's on the basis that they felt it would basically shut him down and stop him speaking out, because there is a conspiracy of silence by some governments who are not prepared to support the campaign to get him released. As you know, Unite and other unions visited the region, and we campaigned very strongly there. We did
And
TV and radio, and we need to get that support worldwide.
this conspiracy has also driven the Kurdish issue to an insoluble state. How do you evaluate the isolation on Öcalan, the approach of the EU, CPT, and the ECHR as well?
I think the EU and the UK in particular, their inability uh, to move on this is because they've decided not to. They can do. They can bring pressure. The European Union can bring pressure on the government. They have in Turkey. They have a tremendous amount of ability to do that, but they don't want to do it. They prefer to try to find other arrangements in terms of trade, etc., with the European Union and Turkey, when they should be trying to resolve this issue.
What is your expectation and message for Öcalan and the Kurdish people?
Our expectation and our message is that we are with you. We are not fair weather friends. We will stay all the way until we get justice for the Kurdish people, but also to get Öcalan out of his solitary confinement on the island of Imrali, and that he leads discussions to resolve the issues rather than keeping him illegally locked up in the way that has happened. So the trade union movement in the UK, Unite, and the political movement, wherever we can, we will influence that to get justice for Öcalan and for the Kurdish people.
Thank you. We have little bit more time, so I would like to add on this question as well. After all the years of campaigning, how closer are we to achieve the delisting of the PKK?
I think it's very difficult for us to say at this time. The problem is that we need to continue to keep the pressure. We need more people to join the campaign. we need to keep the political pressure on governments to be able to persuade the Turkish government to actually resolve the issue. So I think that we are in a situation where, unless we can keep the pressure on um, governments in Europe and elsewhere, then it will be a longer struggle. We want to bring this struggle to an end. We want to try and resolve the problem as soon as we possibly can. And we can only do that by the Turkish government listening to the protests and listening to the views of the Kurdish people. And the sooner they do that, the better.
Thank you. Just another one as well. Very short, very briefly. Politicians make and changes laws, but the minds of politicians are changed by the public pressure and their demands. How do we get the message across to the public in sufficient numbers so that delisting becomes an urgent issue on the political agenda?
I think, from the UK's point of view, we will continue to lobby our parliamentary colleagues, and that is one thing that we are doing. We have our organisation of trade unions to keep the situation regarding Öcalan and the Kurdish people high on the agenda at union conferences, at union meetings, to get more of our local branches and our activists to affiliate and support. But also, I think that there is very little reported in the press in the UK. And so it's important that those of us who are supporting Öcalan and the campaign get the message over via the social media, via the written media, by TV, by radio, whichever way that we can do it. Take every opportunity to argue that there is an injustice here and that justice needs to be done.
From one of the biggest union unite and one of the organizers of the time has come, Freedom for Ocalan Campaign, Tony Burke. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for your valuable comments today.
And thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you.